kitchen. If you haven't been here before, my name is Mindy, and today I thought I would share with you my Caprese chicken recipe, plus we're going to try a new pasta recipe. So let's get started. Okay, you're going to start with just some boneless, skinless chicken breasts, and I've already done these three. You just cut like a little pocket into them. Keep the breast whole. I'm going to show you with this one. This I haven't cut yet. So you just take your knife and you don't cut the whole way through. You just very carefully cut until you have a little pocket, like a little pouch, like this, so that you can stuff all the goodies in there to make it taste so good. Okay, I'm gonna wash my hands and set this aside, and then I'll be back. I have a large skillet with some olive oil heating on the stove. I've got my oven preheating to 350, and so I need to wash my hands. Okay. The first step, it says to just salt and pepper your chicken, just to season it a little bit. So I'm just gonna lightly sprinkle some salt and regular black pepper and some Italian seasoning. It just says to season to taste, so that's what I do. I just sprinkle a little bit on there. And it will look like this, lightly seasoned, because all of the good stuff is gonna go in the middle. Okay. We have sun-dried tomatoes. I'm gonna open those. And now what it says to do to start, you're gonna just dump a little bit of this oil inside each of these chicken breasts. I've only made this once before and it was so good, so that's why I'm kind of like going back and forth from paprika to talking, because whoops, I'm losing some of my oil there. All right, there you go. Now we've got the yummy oil. Now I'm gonna wash my hands. Alrighty. Now we have to slice up a Roma tomato. You just want some super thin slices. Okay, you're going to take your little slices and you're just going to start filling the inside with a little pouch. It's like stuffing a taco, kind of, you know, just oh. All right, got the tomatoes in there. Next, we're going to use some of the sun-dried tomatoes that we opened for the, I get the julienne cut. They're just easier, they're already pre-cut. And you're gonna put, I don't know, I just take a pinch and I get probably 8 little julienne slices, and I put it in inside each chicken breast. We really enjoy sun-dried tomatoes. I have another recipe that I've already shown you guys where we use the sun-dried tomatoes. Okay, just kind of, like I said, stuff it in there like a taco. Drop myself in the sink. Okay, let's see. The next step is going to be, I have sliced mozzarella. I just bought it like a little brick of cheese and I used my cheese slicer because you want it thin. You're gonna put 2 of these slices of cheese in each. Whoa! Oh, there goes my sun-dried tomatoes. Okay. You're gonna put 2 pieces of the thin sliced mozzarella in there as well. This looks a little involved, and it kind of is, but oh my goodness, it is so worth it. It is so good. One more. This one didn't get that much cheese, so I'm gonna put that in there. All right. And next, we're going to put some fresh basil leaves in it, and I washed these and I just sliced them. Put that in there. Stick it down in there. Each one. It says like 1/4 of a teaspoon into each, but I don't measure. I just put some in there. I don't know how you would actually put this in 1/4 of a teaspoon, so I just kind of use my best judgment. Okay, now that is that. Alrighty, now what we're going to do is use toothpicks and just seal these up so that they don't fall apart while they're baking. And yeah, some of the cheese does cook out a little bit, but if the toothpicks are in, it keeps the tomatoes and everything from actually just sliding right out while it's baking. So I used 4, and then I'm gonna put it in the pan to sear it. And I will do the others. It looks like I've got such a mess going on here, and I kind of do, but okay. While the chicken is searing, we're gonna mix together the sauce. You need 1/3 cup of balsamic vinegar, 2 tablespoons of brown sugar, which I'm using the Splenda version of brown sugar. And then you use, which I already added it to the bowl, with your fresh basil, what was left over, and 4 teaspoons of minced garlic. You add this in. Just give it a stir. Then you add just a little more of the oil from your jar of sun-dried tomatoes. Probably about, I would say, a tablespoon if you can get a tablespoon out of there. All right, now it's time to turn the chicken. Okay, here's what it's going to look like right now. And then you just take the sauce that you made and you're just gonna drizzle it over the top of each of these. Whoops, all this stuff. I'm gonna have to do some rearranging with that. Basically, that's what you do. And then you're just gonna pop it in the oven at 350. I add 1.5 cups of chicken broth to it before I pop it into the oven because, as you know, balsamic will reduce and get really thick, and we want it to thicken a little bit, but it needs a little bit more juice so that it can properly bake without drying out. And while that is cooking, I've got my pasta coming to a boil, so we'll be back in just a second to make that pasta recipe. Hi guys, we're back to make the pasta. You're going to start with 2 tablespoons of olive oil. I'm measuring for sure this time because this is a recipe I've never made before. So 2 tablespoons of olive oil. I'm going to add the garlic. It calls for basically 1 tablespoon of minced garlic, and of course I use the easy stuff. And then right away you add the tomatoes with just like 3 leaves of fresh sliced basil. Oh, it already smells really good. Medium heat is what it says. Now you just let it simmer like this. This sounds like such an easy recipe, and it sounds really good too. So I thought it would be a good side to go with our caprese chicken. It says to let this cook down just like this for about 10 minutes, so I'll be back. Okay, now we add a tablespoon of balsamic vinegar, and you let that reduce with your tomatoes for a little bit. Okay, now we're going to use some of the sun-dried tomatoes that we use for the chicken. It says a teaspoon, so you know this is like really hard to like measure this kind of stuff, so I kind of got a heaping teaspoon, and that's just gonna have to be good enough, because as you can see, even that isn't really very much, but I think they just want it to flavor the what little bit of saucy juice there is there. I'm back. I have our cooked pasta in a bowl. They did not have, I could not find any of the whole grain penne pasta, so I've got that. We're using that. It's like they say it's carb wise, but I don't know, we'll see how this goes. And then I have, it also calls for 1 cup of shredded mozzarella and 1 cup of shredded pepper jack. So I've got my cheese shredded, also 1/4 of a cup of shredded Parmesan. And now let's get our sauce. So what you do, stir all of this into the pasta. It smells really good. Okay, and then you're gonna start adding your cheeses to this. Oh, what's the best way to do this? I think I'll add a little bit of this, and a little bit of this, and stir that in, and then we'll get the rest of it stirred in. You stir some of it in, and then you're gonna put it in a baking dish, and you're gonna cover the top with the remaining cheese. So this is gonna be like a super cheesy pasta side dish. So, and I think with the pepper jack cheese, it's gonna be really good. I'm gonna put the pepper jack in. I'll reserve just a little bit of the Parmesan and a little bit of the mozzarella for the topping. And what I will do is I will post these recipes individually on our Instagram account. That way, if you guys would like to try this yourself, you have like easier than like trying to follow a YouTube video. Maybe, I don't know. We'll see how that goes. First, we're gonna do a review. After we get it all said and done and cooked, we will have a taste test. I'm gonna get my baking dish, which I have right here. And it doesn't say to do anything to it. Don't grease it or anything, probably because it's got olive oil in it. And you just put this in here. Sorry about that. Okay, and then you top with the remaining cheese. I have high hopes for this one. Okay, and then the rest of the Parmesan will just be sprinkled across the top. All right, and then I'm just gonna put this in the oven in a few minutes, and it'll finish baking up with the chicken, and then we'll be back. And here is what the pasta dish looks like fresh out of the oven. And here's the chicken. And here we go. Here's the chicken. Don't forget to remove your toothpicks, because you don't want to bite into one of those. That could like really hurt. So there we have it. And we're going to do a taste test for you in just a couple minutes. And dinner is served. Sadie's had her kibbles, and now she's munching on carrots because she can never wait. So we will be right back to let you know what we think.
Oh, what do we have here? What's it, honey?
It's Caprese stuffed chicken and penne pasta with baked grape tomatoes in it.
Wow, that's really good.
Yeah.
This is really good. Very flavorful. Cheese is amazing on the pasta.
It has pepper jack in it.
Okay.
So I wasn't sure about that. So you like it? Yay!
Very
Thumbs
good.
up.
Very
And
good,
now
baby.
we've got to give Sadie her carrot. She's waiting patiently. All right, guys, have a great night, and we will catch up with you soon.
Hi friends, I'm Sadie, and I think you should like this video, click subscribe and the little bell too, that way you know every time my mommy and daddy upload a new video. Thanks!